Hi everybody, it's Connie. I'm live today, and yeah, you don't often see me in this disarray. I'm getting my hair cut later today, I hope. Anyway, I'm on a little bit early, earlier than usual anyway, because I wanted to go through a few things with you really quick before we start our project. And so I'm going to flip the camera around because I want to show you just a couple of things before we get started, okay? All right. So these are the layouts that I made on Wednesday. And remember, they were just stash buster layouts. I wanted to use up that reindeer paper. And then what I did was I took a pack of photos and I just started sorting them out onto the layouts. And then later today, all I'll need to do is trim my photos, put them where I want them, do a little journaling, and I'll have all of this done. This is like my Magic Kingdom photos. I know, Margie, I'm telling you, I'm gonna crank this Disney album out. I don't want it to last years like my other one. Last time I went, I'm still working on that one. And it's like, why? When I can do it this way and get so much done. Okay, the other thing I want to talk about is free stuff. I won a Kiwi Lane template. It's like a quilt template, fall leaf template. Anyway, Margie, I'm going to throw that into your box because I just don't, I don't think I will use it. The other thing is Steve brought home these gorgeous gold envelopes. I hope you can see how rich looking they are. He brought me like 4 boxes. So I've given away 2 boxes. And I would like to give away more. I don't have room to store all this stuff all the time. They were going to dumpster these. These envelopes are so fancy. I don't know if they were, I think he said a company bought them for like Christmas cards and never did use them all. And so I thought even if you wanted to, you could cut these down and use them for photo mats and things. You wouldn't have to use them as envelopes. They're just gorgeous. Just let me know how many you want, and I'll put them in a pile for you. So that's that. Okay, I'm going to walk around. Sorry, you're going to see my crazy room. Oh yeah, mini albums. Those envelopes are so pretty, I tell you what. Okay. The other thing, I'm going to go ahead and put this on my camera holder and shrink it down a little if I can. I struggle a lot with Facebook, as you know. I would say last 2 months, I don't know. They made some weird adjustment that really honked me off. And I don't see everyone's comments all the time until later after I rewatch. And I don't always see them pop up at all. It's so terrible. Okay, yeah, that reindeer paper, it turned out gorgeous. Those layouts are going to be really cool. And when I finally get pictures on them, I'll take photos and put them on my page so that you can see what they turn out like. Now, I'm going to do the project next, but I wanted to show you, I'm kind of into advent calendars this year, and I splurged and I got a Tailored Expressions advent calendar. I got one a couple of years ago and I loved it. And basically it's like you get an envelope that you open every day. And then as you go through, a lot of times it'll be like, little stamp, a little die, a little ink, or something that all goes together to make a little project. Or it might be a little set of tags, or you just never know. And then they sent this little present. See, I haven't even opened it at all yet. And I thought it would be fun to open this after the project if you want to stick around. I'm not opposed to opening the entire thing, but I think it would be more fun to open a little at a time. And so, I don't know, maybe I'll open the first week to get us through whatever Wednesday is. I don't even know what day of Wednesday is. And then I can open the next few next week or whatever. So a present a day is really fun. And my husband bought me, it's from Costco, and it's a advent that has little tiny puzzles once a day in it. Little puzzles just about this big. I told him I really like doing a Christmas puzzle, but I need my table. And so it's really hard to do a Christmas puzzle when you've got so much chaos going on in your house. And so he bought me that one, and it's one a day. It's so much fun. And then I can tear it down, pack it back up, and reuse it even next year, because I won't remember. It's fun. So that's really great. Okay, had to take a drink, sorry. I got my tea out today. All right, so today I'm gonna make a project I have made before. It's gonna be some cards, quickie cards, and you may remember it where I stamped down the middle and then sliced it and made 4 cards, and that's what I want to do today. I just want to do that super quick, and that way I can get to my other projects and get to my errands. I have a lot of errands today. The Jingle Ball starts tonight, and Jingle Ball is a cross stitch online retreat class kind of thing. It's really fun. Let's see. Oh yeah, Margie, I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying that puzzle thing. I'm truly doing a puzzle a day, and I'm really, really enjoying it. Okay, so today I'm going to use, I want to do greenery, and so I got out this golden greenery, and it has this large-sized evergreen. It also has several other leaves. I could use any of it, but I think I'm going to start with the large-sized evergreen in different colors. It has these little bells that I thought, well, that's interesting. I could hang that from the thing. But then I have this Light the Year, which I actually have been using it. My set looks like it hasn't been touched, but I actually have been using. I have a whole bunch of things set up. I want to show this more in winter. But I love the idea of doing the lantern with the candle. And there's a message on here that says, wishing you peace, joy, and light. And I don't know why, with all the war and all the craziness in the world right now, I'm kind of drawn to that peace and, light kind of thing. All right, so I'm going to get these evergreen things off. Excuse me. I came over to the house and it was really cold in here. I turned the heat back up, and every time I come over here and I've had the heat turned down, I feel like I take about half an hour of sneezing. All right, I definitely need some color on here, and this set has little berries. The weird thing about the berries is it has a solid berry, and then it has a little outline. I don't know if I'm going to use the outline, but I'm going to put it on my block anyway. And the rest of it, I'll decide as I go. Now, the Light the Year, what I like about it is it has pine cones. That's a cool idea. Maybe I'll do the pine cones. And it is another one that has a base and shade where you you know, do the base in one color and then do a darker color to outline. So that one, I've been playing with it, and that one really does look better based and shaded. It also has some evergreen in smaller size. That's very tempting. I don't know if I'll need it or not. I don't know if I'll need it or not. I'll grab a block and we'll decide. Okay. And then the peace and light. I want that message. I love that message. I haven't used that message before. Oh, and the little candle. I definitely want the little candle. And I want the big lantern. So I'm gonna put that on a block. Now, I've been using this set, but I just want to show you some of these stamps. When you first get them, they're kind of got like a processing, I don't know, oil or something on it. And to get that off, I take an eraser, like this rub and remove eraser, and I just scrub it a little bit on the surface. And what it does is it's kind of like, you know, close to my heart, always said, oh, just rub it on your skin or whatever and get that surface off. But what I've noticed with the like Stampin' Up stamps is that the skin thing, I don't think it's enough. Sometimes I don't get a good image unless I really use an eraser on some of them. And you only have to do it the first time. I'm just showing you what I do to make this like work better, hold ink better. And it also helps to stamp it onto like a little scrap paper or something first, just to make sure you're getting a good image. Okay, now I have my paper. Okay, make sure you can see it in camera. I had to turn my camera today, so I don't know. Anyway, I am going to use a couple of colors of green. I have like sage and pine, and sage is going to be my base, like unders. And then I'm going to use, you can see like one of them is more of an outline stamp. And so that's going to be my darker color. So I'm just going to start, and I'm just going to stamp kind of back and forth. I want it to be kind of full, you know, I want it to be full. I don't want it to all just be in a straight row, because you definitely will want some fill-in room, and you want this to hang down on your card a little bit. So I've got this direction. Now I'm going to do this direction. That. I am stamping directly onto the glass mat, and I've noticed that I get pretty good images doing that, but every now and then it really helps to get out like a Versamat or a foam, you know. So if you're not getting like the images that you want, try putting a magazine or a mouse pad or a cushion of some kind underneath your images and see if you get better results. And like that. Okay. So there is my sage color, and I'm gonna put that away. And now I'm gonna go in with pine and do the darker color. And I'm basically gonna follow the same kind of thing here. So I'm just gonna kind of follow the branch where I stamped before, and get some of that green, that big punch. If you can use any colors you want. If you don't like the darker green or any colors, that I toyed with using evergreen. It's more of a blue green, like almost a spruce green. And Stampin' Up! Has some really great colors of greens. And I've started, I'll tell you what, I know that my time for showing close to my heart stuff on my videos is coming to an end soon. But I'm not excited about switching all my stamp pads over. You know, just financially, that's like, whoa, that's a lot of money. It's a lot of money. So it just, that bothers me a little bit. Okay, we have branches going 2 ways, and it looks pretty good. Now, I think I'm going to go ahead and fill in with, I think I'm going to do the pine cones next, because they're kind of my next biggest thing. Now, I could use the smaller pine branch to fill in, but I think I'm going to wait and see how the pine cones turn out. Now, pine cones, typically what I do is like a tan and then a dark brown, like a toffee and a espresso, or a, wild wheat and like a mocha brown or something, whatever you've got. But today I'm going to use espresso and mocha. And what I have to remember is that each of these 4 panels is going to be a card, and they're all going to be facing a different direction. So the shade, the base, there's like a base, and then there's an outline. And so let me just get a little scrap paper here and show you. One will look like that, and then one will look like that, and it'll go on top. And so you want this one to be darker. And sometimes on these, it's easier to stamp that on top. And sometimes it's easier to do your shade on top. So you decide, try it different ways to figure out which way you like it. I'm not totally, completely in love with that espresso color. So I think I am gonna switch over to a different one. Let me grab it. Now, I'm gonna grab a golden one instead, and I'm gonna see how that looks. So I'm just gonna go with it. Let me just wipe off my, so I'm gonna go with a base, and then I'll do the darker and mocha. Is that gonna look better? Ugh, I don't like that either. What am I gonna do? Decisions. Yeah, I'm just gonna go straight up with mocha. We'll just call that a day. It's just for a card. I mean, really, it's just paper. Thank you. Yes. You know what? This Mickey shirt, this is a funny thing. I'll have to show it to you in a minute when I change the camera a little bit, because I was in line at the Jungle Cruise, and there was a lady in line who had this shirt on. And you know, the Jungle Cruise is one of the very few ride lines at Disney where you do that, you know, back and forth thing, like the Six Flags line. You know what I'm talking about. Like where you, you know, walk in front of the same people over and over again. You see them as you crisscross through the lines. Anyway, I was like, I love your shirt. I really want one of those. And she was like, they're everywhere. They're all over the park. I bought it here. You'll be able to find it. No problem. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to look. So then I start looking for it. Every single place. Now I'm going to do the outline. Every single place that I went was sold out of this shirt. I could not find it. I went through all of the different, you know, really the park, in the park, all the shops basically sell more or less the same things. Sometimes you can go to the shops in the hotels and they have different items. And sometimes, you know, if all else fails, that big giant World of Disney store carries like everything, right? I went to all of it. We always hotel hop for at least one day of our vacation, because it's so much fun to just go and see the decorations of all the different hotels. They have like gingerbread houses built in different hotels, and we just hop from one to another. Okay, now I'm going to do those berries, and this is a red that I do think I'm going to buy real red. That's like one of my wishes on the inks. There's a few ink colors that I need to get, and I can't, and I just need to break down and do it. Just purchase them. Anyway, I'm just kind of randomly doing berries. My idea is to have at least 2 to 3 berries on every card. So if they look kind of close together, it's because it'll be cut. Anyway, so I was on our very last day, and I told Steve, I'm like, I just don't think I'm going to find the cool coffee t-shirt that I love. And I said, I'm just going to give up, and I'm going to buy something else instead, because, you know, I'm running out of time. And we walked into one of the shops on the very last day, like right before we were getting ready to leave, and boom, they had it. I was shocked. Okay, I gotta decide about these berries here. The base and the shade, like, that has like a little outline. Here's what I had. If I do them in the same color, are you even gonna notice? Is it worth it? Is it worth the effort? And I'm looking at that thinking, no. I don't think it's worth the effort. Okay, so I'm not going to outline the berries. Let me just wash those off. The other thing that was kind of interesting about my trip is before I went, I've lost enough weight now that before I left, all my shirts were like hanging down almost to my knees. And so, which made me feel really good, but then I was like, oh my God, I have no Disney wear. I have nothing to wear. Okay, so I'm just gonna split this in half at 5.5. And then I'm gonna turn and cut it at 4.25. And you can see I'm getting card bases, you know, like decorative card fronts cut here. This is such a classic and fun way to make cards, right? Look at how pretty that is. So the other thing I want to do is I want to cut this panel down a little bit because I'm in love with real red, okay? And I want a little tiny real red border, not a big real red border. So let me go ahead and cut down my real red. I'm going to cut it in half at 4.25. And then we're going to turn it and cut it at 5.5. Anyway, I went all over the place looking for t-shirts and sweatshirts. I was kind of excited about the idea of buying some new Disney stuff. And what I found is that I didn't like any of the styles. It was really weird. So I'm going to cut off, boy, maybe a 1/16 of an inch on each side. Ooh, that's small. I'm just going to try it and see. If I cut 1/4 off of this side and 1/4 off of this side of each card, I should be able to get a really nice little mat like I want on my cards, just like that. Oh yeah. All right, so I have to do that to each card. And so every time you use your trimmer, it's a really good idea to have the bulk of your paper on the left side of your blade where you're holding it. If you're one of those people that flips your trimmer around, you know, the other direction, try to put the bulk of your paper or cardstock where you can hold it the best. And that way your paper will stay nice and straight. Like if I tried to slide this in here and put it at the 1/4 inch mark, it's very hard to hold that straight and it'll move around on me. That's why they put lines, you know, on the other side of your cutting area so that you can put that there and really hold your paper down while you're trimming. It helps your cuts stay more straight. Okay, all right, that's my cutting. Okay, and this is scrap garbage. So now I have my 4 card bases, right? And now I want to put on a message and I want to put on my cool lantern. Now, my lantern, I either want it in dark gray or black, and I have to decide which way I like it best. So I could do it in gold. I could do it in Harbor, like a really deep, dark blue. This is my scrap paper, right? It would help if I did it on a flat surface. But anyway, you can get the idea of what it would look like in black. And I think black is the color. Now, because I got that blotch in there, I'm going to grab a piece of foam or something, just something to give me a little cushion, just to make sure that I get a really nice image out of that. And then you just have to decide where you want it to hang. Remember that you have like, I have like a little message I want to put on there. So, you know, decide and stamp. And then I'm going to put some pressure. There we go. Just like that. So I'm going to do that to all 4. Try each, when you do this method of making cards, what I find is it's good to put your central kind of, if you're going to do an image like this, it's a really good idea to do it on each card. It might look a little different. Like I might want this one over here with my message here. I mean, you know, kind of look around, and because your stamping was random, each card may look just a little different where you put that. This is so pretty. I just want you to know that I've pretty much mailed out my Christmas cards this year. So some of these may end up in my next year pile. Or sometimes I send them to customers and stuff just so you have a backup set. You know, you always seem to get a Christmas card from somebody you weren't expecting, and sometimes you feel like you need to reciprocate, and sometimes you're just like, well, thank you, and not send one back. All right, so there are my lanterns. I kind of need those to dry a little bit before I do my yellow that I want. What I really want to do is make like a glow around that, and so let me get rid of my cushion. I'm done with that. I'm going to use my heat tool just for a sec to make sure that black is really nice and dry. So Heather, there's nothing wrong with a winter card, you know, celebrate the season kind of thing. Nothing wrong with it. I've been really late with Christmas cards before. I'll tell you what, I have an aunt who, she passed away 2 years ago, I think. 2 years now. And she always sent her Christmas cards out like the day before Thanksgiving. So we always received it the day after Thanksgiving. All right. I'm going to get out my honey butter ink, okay? Any kind of yellow. And basically what I want to do is I want to create like a glow. And I don't want my black to bleed. And since I'm, you know, normally I would let this dry a little more before I did this, but so I love these small brushes from Stampin' Up. I'll tell you what, if I have a few things like on my wish list of I want more, and that is one of them for sure. These small brushes are genius. They're lovely, and so they work beautiful. I have every kind of brush you can imagine. I really do. I think you guys have seen my brush collection that I've received. A lot of my brushes come from when I've taken classes, and they send you, you know, kits and things, and they send you a couple of brushes of it, you know, to try out. And so I have like a hodgepodge of brushes, and I honestly, the Stampin' Up ones are amazing. They're great. They're some of my favorite. So there you go. All right. Now, here's my cards again. I need to stamp 2 more things. One thing is the candle. So I have this little candle, and if you look at it, the unfortunate part about the candle is I want the candle red with a yellow topper. And it stamps all the same color. So what I like to do is I take the candle and I tap it to the edge and then just wipe away where the flame is. And then I'm just gonna stamp it down to the bottom of the thing. Now you can kind of see what I'm talking about there. So I'm just gonna stamp it on the edge so the only color is on the bottom of the candle. And then I like the red candle. You could do any color. I mean, really, I just want it to show up on my card. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back to the yellow. Well, I could even do black, so that you could see the flame. So let's just see how much I'll be able to see that. We'll see. I'm gonna go in here and just do the candle and just see if I can see the flame. Sometimes you can't see the wick after I've blended. You can kind of see that. So it's kind of light on top of that yellow. So I may do a little markering or a little bit or something. I got my marker out in case I needed to. It's really pretty though. Let's see. So that's kind of what they look like. And then I got out my marker. This tri-blend is the gold yellow, and so it has like a yellow that matches honey butter, and then it has like a golden color, and then it has a really rich, like almost a gold brown. So with that middle gold color, I'm just going to go into the center of the flame a little bit on each one. I want the flame to show, but I don't want it to be like crazy. And then I'll take the light color and color in the rest of it. That one I got a lot of red on, but who cares? It still looks good. All right. Ta-da! Now all I have left is my message, wishing you peace and joy and light. And I'm going to put this on here and decide what color I want that in. I could, that would look really nice in green, and it would look really nice in black. Any preference, anybody? Gosh, I don't know. Brush brands clean up. Yes, all the brushes clean up identical. I clean all. I don't really clean my brushes. I keep a lot of my brushes in one of these doodads like this, and I have one per family. So I have here's like a yellow, a pink, a red, a blue purple color, and then I got some small ones in my last class that I took, so because the stenciling was so small. And if I ever do need to clean them, sometimes I just rub them on. Watch this. I mean, you don't really have to clean them. Watch. If I rub this one, it's obviously been used with red. Okay, now if I get out my yellow, and you're like, oh no, don't do that. You can see no red is on there. And then I just rub it off And then I can go back to green or red. So you really can get by with like one brush. See? And then you rub it off. And go back. You can go back to yellow. Now, if you're worried that it'll bleed, like you have a little bit of red on there, that is when I, see that? Not bad. If I'm worried about it, this is when I get out that isopropyl alcohol. This is from CVS, and it just comes in a bottle. This is the 91%, and I just squirt a little bit on my rag. It lasts a long time because you use so little, and you just rub your brush on it. And now it's like there's no color on my brush. That's how I clean my brushes. See that? It doesn't go back to total white ever, but it's pretty good. Okay. Black. Do I do black? I think I'll do black. I'll do this one in black. We'll see if I like it. I don't know. Now, I haven't used this message, so I do want to stamp it once, make sure I like it and it stamps okay. I always have a piece of scratch paper around. I mean, it would be a bummer to mess up your message at this point in the game, right? Because you've already created the whole card. So if for some reason this gets all screwed up and you're like, oh, I botched it, all you have to do is do it on a separate piece of cardstock and cut it out like this. And then just get your trimmer or scissors and cut. And then you can, mat it in a little bit of red and then just cover right over the top of it. I kind of like it matted with red anyway, but anyway, there you go. There's that. So there are a lot of people online when they clean their brushes, they talk about, taking them to the sink and using like Dawn or, a dishwashing liquid or something on them, or shampoo. And what I know from washing makeup brushes and things is that the base of the brush is held in here with like a glue, and if you wet these and then you let them dry flat, that water pools in there. Even if it feels dry, there's still water in there, and it'll pool and it'll loosen that glue and your bristles start coming out. And that happens with every brush. So if you do wash them with water, I try not to get it on the base. I just put a little water on a rag and rub it instead of running it underwater, so it doesn't, break your brush. Those brushes I feel like they're an investment. Now, granted, they last a long time. It's a tool, but you don't want them to get messed up after you spend all the money on them. There's more fun things to spend money on, in my opinion. I don't know. Just my opinion. All right. So I think these look pretty good. I think those cards look beautiful. I think what they do need is a little bling. And I have those really cool gold gems that I could put around, and I'll probably do that. So there's that. There's my card for the day. I think those really turned out nice. Let me see if I have those gems around. Easy to get to. I have a lot of the silver ones left. I have a lot of silver. I obviously like these because look how many of them I bought, which is ridiculous, but I really do like them. And I really like these little iridescent ones. See, I bought a few packages of those because, wow, do they sparkle. You guys, these things are wild sparkly. And it's nice. It's nice to have the variety when you're trying to decide what you want to do. And so I'm gonna do that one. I'll do a little one. I hope everybody's having a good weekend. I have a, you know, this is my weekend for crazy. I have errands and like, do I want that one? No. I have some errands to run. I'm putting some finishing touches on some of my Christmas shopping. I need to get my hair cut. I need to get groceries. This is our, you know how you buy all the mega groceries around Thanksgiving so that you have everything you need, and then you cook everything, and next thing you know, your kitchen is empty. It's like, oh yeah, I need food, real food. That's where I'm at. Oh, I really like it. The other thing I have next to me is my shimmer pen. You know, this is a Wink of Stella pen. I got it for $3 at Daisy Lane. I haven't taken the thing off. But, you know, any kind of shimmer that you can add, it does help. It just makes it even better. So I just love the shimmer and the gems. I can't help myself. All right, are we ready to open Tailored Expressions? Or are you guys like, I don't care what you got? I don't know. So this is the card for today, and I hope you love it. You know, like I said, I'm kind of done with my cards. I just need to put this onto a card base, and it'll be done. See? Ta-da! So I'll keep making some cards and some projects because I have a few projects I need to make, but like I kind of was toying with the idea of I don't like doing the December daily thing because I don't want the pressure of having to take pictures every single day and all that. But what I do love is the idea of doing one of those smaller albums of just Christmas traditions, where you do take a picture of, you know, the day you bake cookies, or you know, some crafting thing, or when you have people over, or if you're delivering food to other people, or ringing the Salvation Army bell, or whatever you guys do. Okay, so here is the Tailored Expression box. And I'm going to first open the special gift to you, Share Joy. If you have this box, you're probably way ahead of me. Oh, look. Awesome, awesome. That's a great gift. I love it. This is one of those tag punches, a corner rounder punch. And so let me get like a little piece of cardstock where you tuck it in and you get like a small corner or a medium corner, and a large corner. Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Do you love it? Gosh, I'm excited. You'll see me use this a lot. I'll be rounding corners like crazy. All right, and now I have a little gift box I can use. I bought my daughter some earrings this year, so that might be nice. That might come in handy. Okay. Project day number 1. Dun, dun, dun. Oh, look at that. It is a liquid watercolor in the color of Brussels sprout. Now, usually when they send you liquid watercolor like this, they send you an ink pad or something too, but let me just grab my, I don't even know if I have water in that. Oh yeah, I do. Look at that. That's a great color. Love. Yay, that's a good one. I love it. Okay. Had to clean up my mess. Have I told you lately that I love my glass mat? I'm like super happy with this thing. All right, so there's number 1. Let's do number 2. Anybody know what today is? Who's watching? Well, you know, today is what? Today is like what, the 6th or 7th? I'm on day number 1 or 2. So whoever has this tailored expression box is probably, I'm only gonna open up to today. And then next week I'll open more if you guys want to see. Look, a water brush. Ooh, that's a nice one. And you can fill it. You just open it here and fill it. I have trigger finger going on, so I can't open anything right now. My finger doesn't want to bend, and I have no grip. I've always got some tendon problem. Oh my God. Okay, number 3. Ooh, it's a little tray. It says, clean up your act by scrub-a-dub-dubbing your blender brushes and paint brushes in this cute silicone bud. And good news, if you're craving s'mores while you craft, the bud can take the heat up to 375 degrees. Clever. That's kind of neat. I like that. I like that it has this in the bottom because I always have like gems and things I like to throw in to little, and it's got a nice sturdy base. So there's that one. Like that. Okay, number 4. This, Heather, this is the Tailored Expressions Advent Calendar that I decided to splurge on this year. And, you know, they have all kinds of videos that are like opening parties, so you don't have to watch me. But I'm behind, and I just decided to see if you guys were interested in me opening this. Oh, watercolor tags. Go with the flow, an artistic watercolor flow. Use these designs pre-printed on watercolor cardstock with the Tailored Expressions liquid watercolors. Oh, look at that. Very nice. So we must be getting another color of watercolor at some point because I have green, right? Very merry, sending holiday cheer. These are nice. I can totally use these. All right. All right, number 5. Has anybody told me what day it is? The 6th? Okay, I'm gonna open it. I'm gonna open it up to the 8th, which is Sunday. No, wait, 6th, Friday. If I open it up to the 6th today, and then next Friday I'll open the rest, or open another week. How's that? Is that good? That way it's not bad. Oh, a die. Oh, 2 dies. 2 tags. One is round and one is kind of this hexagon, elongated hexagon. So I just need to clip That, and I'll have 2 tag dies. Super nice. That's a nice one. I do not remember how much this cost. I want to say it was around $100, but I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to go for it. Nobody ever asked, I got to be honest with you. Nobody ever asked me what I want for Christmas. Nobody. My sister always gets me cross stitch, which I love. And my husband will get me whatever I tell him I want, but I don't get surprises ever. So this is awesome. That's weird. I hear something weird outside. Mini glass board. This fun size version of our glass board is the perfect shape to apply and reuse splatter medium, liquid watercolor, and mixed media paste. Apply the 4 non-slip pads to the bottom, 1 on each corner. Oh, that's a great idea. So it's, you know how I use my blocks a lot to flick color onto a page or something. That's basically what they're saying, is use this block. You know, you use it with your brush. You put the watercolor on there and flick it onto your page. Oh, great idea. That's very nice. It's really cute. You know, their color, their big color is teal. Like, they have, all their stuff is teal. And so I think that's, you know, even their logo, everything. So see how you can splatter. Pretty, pretty, pretty. All right. Well, that's what I'm going to open today. And that's all my projects for today. So if you have something else you want to talk about, I am around. But otherwise, I'm done. So I hope you all have a really great weekend and do something really fun. And I will chat with you later. Bye-bye.